Yo, what is good, YouTube? In today's video, got y'all the new top 5 meta loadouts you guys should be using. So if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to give it a like for the algorithm, subscribe, notifications turned on, and let's get into it. All right, so for our first gun up here today, we're gonna be taking a look at the C9, undoubtedly the most effective SMG in all of Warzone right now. They did kind of rebuff it and made its damage overall better. I think they messed the recoil a little bit. So overall, this is gonna be essentially your most dominant SMG, and truly, it actually is. When you use it in game, you'll definitely see that. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the barrel section and we're gonna throw on that long barrel to increase our overall damage range. Really like that, gets me out to 15.5 meters, which is quite nice. Under barrel section, we're gonna go throw on the Ranger foregrip, helps my horizontal recoil control, and of course my sprinting movement speed. All really great things here to have on this gun. If you guys want a little bit more recoil control, go for the vertical foregrip and you can use the exact rest of the build the same way. So overall, vertical or Ranger, you're really not going to go wrong. It's just going to depend on your overall play style, and if you want more recoil control versus if you want more mobility. I want a bit more mobility. After that magazine, we're gonna go in here, throw on extended mag 2, and I will say that you guys realistically don't need to go down here and throw on this 10mm mag. It looks cool, it kind of helps a little bit, but overall the TTK is so negligible in terms of the difference that it just really doesn't make sense to have 30 rounds versus when you get to have like 50 or even you get to have like 40 rounds. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. So go for extended mag 2. You guys are not going to be missing out on anything by going for the going for this as opposed to the 10mm. Go for this. Rear grip, we're gonna go in here, throw on the ergonomic grip. This can help us with our dive to fire, slide to fire, ADS speed, and jumping aim down sight speed. All super crucial things for close quarters combat. Really like that, so I'd recommend for you guys to go for that. Lastly, in the stock section, we're gonna go throw on the balance stock. And this right here is my favorite, stock attachment. I know people like to run the infiltrator. That's pretty good. Or sometimes people like to run the no stock. So those are like 3 options right there for you. But my preference and my suggestion is going to be the balance stock. And if you guys maybe want something with a bit more recoil control without using that, vertical foregrip, go and take off the stock and throw on the compensator, and you can run this as well. Now we're going to take a look at basically the most dominant AR in the game right now ever since they got a bit of an update. So in the same update, they kind of nerfed the AMAX, and they also buffed the crap out of the Krieg. So this got like 4 or 5 different buffs all at once, and it makes it unbelievably good. So if you guys aren't using the Krieg, you're basically doing it wrong right now. So we're gonna go in here, and first thing in the optics section, I've actually enjoyed using a couple different optics on it. So one of them being the Merlin Mini. I was using that just the other day, and I actually quite like that. I've seen some other people use that. It's pretty nice. My other go-to is this Volziski Reflex. So I think that is awesome. You guys don't have to go for one of these. You could go down here and throw on something like the Jason Armory 2X or even the Willis 3x if you want a bit more magnification. But overall, I just feel the most comfortable and I feel the most accurate running one of these red dots. So I'm just going to go throw on the Merlin Mini or the Volziski. Doesn't really matter. And then I normally just change it over to a blue dot. After that muzzle section, we're definitely going to throw on the compensator here. I just really would recommend this. I've seen people experiment around with a mono suppressor because obviously damage range, bullet velocity, all great things here, but it doesn't really help your overall recoil control, which this gun definitely requires a bit of recoil control. So I recommend to go for the compensator, and that would be kind of like your best bet for overall like having a true laser beam of an AR. Barrel section. We're gonna go throw on the gain twist barrel, and this is gonna push us out to 1162 meters a second. You can see your damage at effective range is still pretty solid at basically 44.5 meters, which is pretty good. Honestly, about the only thing you could really do to make this go out even farther is probably to go for maybe the reinforced barrel if you want to go that route. But even then, I'm not really a fan of having bullet velocity below 1,000, 1,100. I know it's very close, but you will definitely feel that drop off because shots aren't going to be hitting as fast. So overall, I'd still say the gain twist is going to be better. Underbarrel, now the underbarrel though, we're gonna go for the vertical foregrip here as per usual. And lastly, in the magazine section, we go for the beautiful extended mag 2, which gives us 70 rounds in the mag. Super awesome. I don't really ever recommend extended mag 1. Extended mag 2 just does the job, doesn't slow you down too much. Reload speed's pretty quick, so overall this right here is an absolute heater build. Now for our third gun up here today, we're going to be taking a look at the HDR sniper rifle. This is still basically the best sniper in the game. They mess with the flinch resistance just a little bit in the ADS speed, so overall it's not going to be as broken as it used to be. I mean, it's still incredibly good, right? Like, you're still going to get those incredible one shots across the map, but overall it should have a tad bit more flinch, so let's build it out here accordingly. First thing, the muzzle section, we're going to throw on the mono suppressor. You guys will notice only level 25 out of 38. You don't have to have this thing maxed out in order for it to be really effective. I'm not a big sniper, but I got everything up to the level it should be, and this is basically all you have to be at, is like mid 20s, and you'll be good to go. So mono suppressor is our first thing on here. Just increase that overall bullet velocity and damage range. Barrel section, what we're going to do is we don't actually even care about the long barrel, the reinforced barrel. We're just going to go for the gain twist, because you basically get those one-shot headshots, or those one shots at almost infinite distance. So what really matters is getting our bullet velocity out as fast as possible. So we have this right now, which gets us out to 1050, but don't worry, this will actually still go ahead and be faster. Just had to make sure that this was actually calculating properly. So throw in the gain twist. We can actually skip the underbarrel, and we actually, never mind, we're not skipping the underbarrel. We're gonna go down here and throw in the lightweight bipod. This helps with our aiming idle sway. I was kind of thinking about going for a different attachment here, but no, this is gonna help you guys out for that aiming idle sway. You know, just obviously when you're ADSing at distance, we don't want to be swaying around. Like, that's just gonna throw you off target. We don't want any of that. So we're gonna go ahead and slap that on there. Now we're gonna go back in here to the stock section, and we're gonna go throw on the heavy stock. This is really gonna help us out with our overall flinch resistance. That is the literal only thing this thing does, which is pretty cool. I know some of the people down here might want to run the combat stock, as this does also help with flinch resistance. So if you have the combat stock unlocked, go ahead and throw that on there, but don't feel like you're gonna be missing out. If you only have the heavy stock, this will still give you great flinch resistance, so go ahead and slap that on your build. And lastly, we're gonna go to the fire mods, and we're gonna throw in the overpressured rounds to give us more bullet velocity, getting us out to 1207 meters per second. You guys can see, obviously, you've got the infinite one-shot headshot range on there. It's not gonna like show up, but you know, in game, that's how it actually operates. So go ahead and put that on there, and that right there is gonna be your full absolute heater HDR build. Next up, I wanna show you guys a build here for the SWAT 556, aka the Grau, as this, technically speaking, besides the Krig, is relatively about the #1 AR. It's kind of a bit of a toss-up right now between the two of them. But of course, first thing, we're gonna go to the fire mods, and we're gonna throw on the SWAT 556 Grau conversion. This is basically the Grau. No one's gonna be using this as the SWAT, so we're just gonna call it the Grau 556. So that is, of course, the first thing on there. After that, muzzle, we're gonna go throw on the monolithic suppressor. This is one reason this gun is incredibly good, is because you can actually utilize a suppressor on there and stay off the radar. So it's very good for resurgence, very good for big map. Obviously not in any particular order, but it's really good for both of them. So it is at the top of that meta category on both big map and on small map resurgence. So go ahead and run the same setup on both. Underbarrel section, since we can't use a barrel, we're gonna go throw on the vertical foregrip here. This is just gonna stabilize us out as much as possible. No reason to go for anything different. It's not gonna make a difference, or it's just not gonna help you anymore. It will actually be kind of detrimental to go for anything else. Magazine, we're gonna go throw on the full auto extended mag. This is the only option we got. 50 rounds, definitely sufficient. Would prefer it was like a 60. That'd be great, because I'm a 60 round mag kind of guy, but overall, you can't go wrong with this. Now we're gonna go back to the rear grip for our final attachment, and we're gonna go throw on the commando grip. This just helps you be overall a bit faster. You can kind of do whatever you want with that final attachment. So if you want to go for something different like a stock, then you can, but overall I'd say the commando grip is going to be your best bet. Or I've even seen people do this where they don't go for a rear grip or a laser or something, or a stock, and they go for an optic. So you could go throw an optic on there if you want to do that as well. This is kind of like that interchangeable attachment. So this is your full build, and go ahead and swap out the rear grip for anything else you want. Now last but not least, I want to show y'all a build for the Ladra. This is still probably like the #2 SMG in the game right now. Unbelievably good, great magazine size. You guys are gonna have some fun with this one. So first thing, barrel, we're gonna throw on the long barrel here, 15.5 meters. It's the exact same as the C9, so very, very identical stat in that regard. Underbarrel, we're gonna throw on the Ranger foregrip. I really don't think you need the vertical on this thing at all. Just doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. It feels great otherwise, so go ahead and slap on the Ranger. Magazine, we go throw on extended mag. Actually, I throw on extended mag 1, but I know a lot of people throw on extended mag 2. I just don't personally see as much benefit in running extended mag 2 and slowing myself down when extended mag 1 gives me 55 rounds. Like, That's pretty ridiculous for the first extended mag to do that. Normally it might be 40, 45, and then extended mag 2 will get you to 55, 60. But overall, I don't think I need almost 70 rounds in my SMG. So if you guys want to be a little bit slower, throw that on there. Overall, this is kind of my pick, and this is what I've been rocking with. So I like to do that. Rear grip section, we're throwing on the ergonomic grip here. Dive to fire, slide to fire, ADS speed, jump aiming, downside speed, all things you need as an SMG. Pretty standard to run on our SMG builds. And lastly, in the stock section, I always go for the balance stock on this thing. Much like the C9, I just think it's the best way you can possibly run it. So go ahead and slap that on there. And if you guys want more control over this thing, take off the balance stock and run something like the compensator, and this will not move. So that's been my top 5. You guys enjoyed, give it a like, subscribe, check out this other video on screen, and I'll see you all next time.